What's up guys, Brunswick's back, and yes, this is a VersaMax with an 8-inch pin. So what does all that mean? We're gonna talk about it in this video. I'm gonna get it out on the lanes and see if it still performs. Before we get to that, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Now, let's see what this VersaMax does on the lanes. All right, I am really excited for it. I didn't know if I was gonna drill this ball. It's been sitting in my office for many, many years. It's my stash. This is a C-System VersaMax, one of the gems. I believe it came out 2012, so it's 11 years old. This ball had an 8-inch pin distance from the CG, and it also had pretty low top weight. So I'm gonna get on the lanes, I'm gonna test it out. I'm excited to throw this ball again, but for the sake of having fun, I mean, the CG is below my thumb. That's not typical, but I put the same layout that I normally put on a symmetric, 64.5 by 20. So let's try this out. Let's see if this is everything I remember from 2012. Always a good start. Now this ball was highly regarded by pros on tour, regional guys, as one of the most versatile balls ever made. This is what we would call a gem. So, first inspection, the ball flares a whole lot. Now this ball is shiny out of the box, high gloss. You know, I know a lot of guys hit this with surface. They didn't typically use these shiny, but for the sake of this video, and for what I'm bowling on test medium, which is a dry house shot, nothing crazy. They kind of label that as a challenge pattern or whatever, but it's not that hard. Uh-oh. All right, that shine is definitely showing up. Give it a little bit more swing. The ball just kind of sails in the oil a little bit. So, I mean, granted, the ball's been sitting for 11 years. That's the main thing, is like I talked about in the Smoking Inferno video, is are gems worth the money these days? And it is my opinion of someone who loves these bowling balls is no, absolutely not. Bowling balls typically do not get better with age. All right, let's throw one more shot from there. Let's see if maybe I can get it to the dry a little bit quicker. Yeah, that's a pretty shiny ball. I'm gonna have to keep my speed down, I think, through this video, but the ball flares the same. So it's not every day you see a ball with such a long pin to CG. They labeled it on the box as 4 to 6, but it's definitely, I measured itself, it's close to 8, 8.25, somewhere in there. All right, I'm gonna move in just a little bit, give it a little swing here. The other thing I notice on these older balls, these gems, is like the covers, you know, they get a little slimy from sitting so long. They kind of sit, you know, the temperature changes, you know, so the cover stock, like I said, doesn't get better with age. You usually have to clean them up, or at least give them a light resurface to bring them back to box to freshen up the surface from sitting from so long. So like for the sake of the video, I just grabbed it out of the box, drilled it, and now we're throwing it. So let's throw it again. It's definitely having an issue cutting through that oil. I might hit it with just a little bit of surface to knock this shine off here in a minute. Yeah, gonna have to do that. Just give me a moment. So we're gonna scratch this up with a 1500 pad, just to kind of give that outside gloss a little teeth. Not trying to turn this into a snowball or anything, but we're just trying to cut the shine off of there. Get this ball to read the pattern and put all that good flare to use. Whew. Tired now. All right, this should certainly bring it to life here. Clean off that little shine, that slime you feel. Yep, there it is. Found it. And that's another PSA, guys and ladies, is if your ball's just not performing, ball's sliding down there could be a couple different reasons. It could be a little too shiny for you. You could be blowing a lot of oil. You might need a little surface. Simple fix. Took me 30 seconds. We're back in business. And you can see the flare on this ball is insane. I don't remember what the numbers were on this original core. I gotta imagine in the old 50s, but let's try it out a few more shots. I guess I could move left off of that a little bit. Nice rack. Gotta hook a lot. Nice pin action there. I sent that out way wide. So, my recollection of this ball was never the most skid flip ball. It was a ball that kind of got me through the middle block of a tournament. So it wasn't a ball that I relied on to get me out of the gate fresh. I had other balls for that at the time. I think it was like Nexus. You know, the Melees hadn't made their way yet. But this is a workhorse ball. So I'm gonna see if it's still as I remember it. That's in the oil. Yeah, it's just a little lazy. Little lazy. So, I get it in the oil, kind of labors a little bit. Never sees it. If I get it out, it sees it, and it kind of rolls a little forward. So, was I just out of my mind back then? Was this ball just good in my mind? I don't think so. I just think the technology has changed so much that bowling balls have still gotten better. They've refined. Pretty good shot. Yeah. I think just the technology covers, you know, we get that question quite a bit. How much possibly could reactive bowling balls change, you know? How much hook is too much hook? How much hook could they possibly create? They always say, oh, this ball hooks 5 more boards more than the last ball. It should be hooking 80 boards by now. Well, it's just how the ball gets there is what's changed. And obviously the core materials has changed too. All right, come on. I think I'm gonna dial this in now. I think I got it. I like that last shot. I'm just gonna get around the side of it a little more. There. Yeah, I'm just battling it right now. Just battling the ball reaction. So the layout hasn't changed one bit. Even though it has a longer pin, all that means is to get that kind of swing out is the core was just slightly tilted a little bit more. We're talking fractions of an inch to offset that CG that much. Normally the target is 3 to 4 inch pin. That's typically what you see, 2 to 4, 3 to 4. That's what you're gonna see. To get this wild of a swing, you don't see it very often. That's why I kept on to it. Come on. I'm so close. I'm either 4-pin or a little bit through the face or wrap 10. So the ball comes off the spot plenty hard. Let's move in a little bit more. Let's get it through some oil more, see if I can get it to bend a little bit on the back. I think hitting with the surface is fantastic. The ball has definitely come alive now. Was it as good as I remember it? Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. Come on. Ah, finally. All right, so I just have to open the angles a little bit more, plate through some oil because that ball flares a lot and it flares a lot early. So the separation is massive. For a symmetrical ball, massive. Flare potential through the roof. Let's throw a couple more shots. I've been having fun with it. I like these throwback balls, but you're probably not going to see me put these in competition. I might throw them one night at league for a game or two just to see, but they just aren't as good as today's bowling balls. There, I said it. Come on. Yeah, still fighting it. Fighting it. That's the thing. Like, I tried the Smoking Inferno at league. Right out of box, obviously I didn't touch it. It was too shiny, even for the House of Pain, wood lanes. And when you're taking these bowling balls that have been stored for 20 years, 15 years, 10 years, you never know what you're gonna get. And obviously this is the best case scenario. I know how this was stored. I know where it was the whole time. The smoking looked pretty good too. All right, let's try one more shot. Let's wrap this thing up. That's in the oil. See ya. Oh, yeah, see, I just can't. No matter which angle I go through, I either can't get it back to the pins or it comes off the spot so hard and wants to go forward. I am determined. We're gonna do this one last time. I think I definitely have to swing it. I definitely have to get that entry angle in there, but I have to delay the hook just enough to not 4-pin. Starting up just a little early. Come on, yes. Nope. Ay, ay, ay. It's a little unpredictable. I don't usually have a lot of issues striking, especially on this pattern, but I am striking. I better take a re-rack. I better ice the lanes a little bit, because right now they got my number on this ball. Got to end on a good one. All right, come on, ball. That's got to strike. All right, took a few more takes, but that was the C-System VersaMax, a gem with an 8-inch pin. I don't know what you guys thought of it. I definitely was on the struggle bus today with this ball. I think it deserves a resurface, maybe a try in league. I'll usually give it that. But let me know what your comments are. Put them down below, and as always, please subscribe. Talk to you guys soon.